And what a great way to end home opener. 3-2 your final. The Hamilton Bulldogs over the St. John's IceCaps. Here with Derek Wills. Start wherever you'd like on this one, Derek.
I think we'll start with the start because the Hamilton Bulldogs wanted to get off to a quick start in this game against the St. John's IceCaps. I think they needed to because they were playing their first regular season game against a team that had already played 2 games. So they had their game legs under them. But the Hamilton Bulldogs, I think, probably spurred on by the great crowd we had here at Copps Coliseum, came out flying, and in my opinion, they were the best of the 2 teams on the ice tonight. I think St. John's played well. They certainly had their chances, but I think Hamilton deserved to win, and they did.
Now, it was interesting to see every time Hamilton, they would score first, St. John's was coming back almost instantly with the equalizer. Why do you think it seemed as though they maybe took a step back and lost some momentum?
I think that's a sign of a good team. When you give up a goal, you want to get it right back. You certainly want to come back and have a strong shift after giving up a goal, and I think the IceCaps did that tonight, and they were able to rebound. And the Bulldogs are still trying to get their legs under them. This was their first regular season game. They have some things they're going to have to work on as far as defensive zone coverage and how to respond when a team starts coming at them hard. But I think all in all, a great first game for the Hamilton Bulldogs, and what a way to start the season. A nice, loud crowd here at Copps Coliseum. The team scored 3 goals, had 34 shots, plenty of scoring opportunities, and they got some great goaltending, timely goaltending from Dustin Tokarski. Really, you couldn't have written a much better script for the home opener.
Right off the bat, too, we saw a lot of the scrappy stuff. Not something you see from teams that aren't as great a rivals as, let's say, the Toronto Marlies, which we saw a lot throughout exhibition.
Well, we saw the St. John's IceCaps 8 times last season, 16 times the past 2 seasons heading into tonight's game, and there's been nothing to choose between these 2 teams. 4-4 last year, 4-4 the year before that, and they have built up a pretty healthy rivalry. It's really a shame that they'll only play 4 games this season, 2 here at Copps Coliseum, 2 at Mile One Center, but it was a chippy game and a fun game to watch. And this team has so much more talent than it did last year, and you could see it in the first game of the season, and I think they're only going to get better. But there were so many players who really stood out in a positive way for the Hamilton Bulldogs. It bodes well for the short-term and long-term future of this hockey team and for the Montreal Canadiens as well.
And finally, no rest for these guys. They're right back at it tomorrow night here at Copps Coliseum and, of course, playing the Calder Cup champions. Talk about that matchup for us.
Well, it's going to be a tough game. The Grand Rapids Griffins are a very good hockey team again this season. The funny thing is last year the Hamilton Bulldogs opened their season with a 4-3 shootout victory over the Griffins in Grand Rapids. And then the Griffs go on to win the Calder Cup. So who knew that was going to happen after the Dogs beat them in the season opener? But I think it's going to be a really tough test for the Hamilton Bulldogs. I think they were able to use adrenaline tonight. With it being their season opener and their home opener, tomorrow is going to be a very difficult game for the Hamilton Bulldogs to win. They made some mistakes tonight. I think in order to beat the Grand Rapids Griffins tomorrow night, they're going to have to eliminate a lot of those mistakes. They're going to need some great goaltending. I suspect we'll see Robert Meyer tomorrow night. Nothing against the way Dustin Tokarski played tonight, but they've got 2 games this weekend. They've got a 1A and they've got a 1B goaltender. I think we'll probably see Robert Meyer, and he's shown us in the past that he can go out there and steal a game. I don't know if he'll have to steal the game, but I think he will have to be the better of the 2 goaltenders, and I think he can be that guy. But without the big crowd, without the adrenaline, tomorrow's going to be a tough win, but a winnable game for the Hamilton Bulldogs. And starting 2-0 by beating the St. John's IceCaps, who were 1-0 to start the year, and then the defending Calder Cup champion Grand Rapids Griffins, what an opening weekend that would be.
Guess we'll have to wait and see, Derek. Thank you very much for your thoughts, and we're going to see what our coaches had to say.
For sure, starting the season, it's been pretty much 2 weeks, 10 days, working on the system and a lot of things with players. So it was good to start the season and being at home, seeing our fan and having a chance to start on the right foot. So that's what we did. It was first period was. I'm not going to say a struggle, but a good period on both sides. Second period, we were a little bit behind, like half of the second period. We felt the momentum went on their side. Then we had a break in the third period. So having that goal, and then after we hold to that goal, and having Ticker in the net did a great job. So I'm going to say we're going to take that win, and we have to reload and start all over again against the champion tomorrow. In the middle of the second period, we felt that they took the momentum at the end of the second, but that's where you have to get stronger. I think during the season, that's the kind of hockey we're gonna see. You know, those games really tight. You know, a score at 2-2 after 2 periods, I think is something that we're going to see a lot this year. So we have to get used to that. And when you score a goal, the next couple of shifts are really important. The other team are, mad and they want to try to score right away. And tonight, we didn't hold that. So we have to get better on that part for sure. We're going to try to enjoy a little bit the game tonight, and then we're going to refocus tomorrow morning and start all over again for the game tomorrow night.